Years ago, Quinnipiac polls revealed that a majority of Connecticut residents supported the legalization of marijuana. Despite that fact, our Connecticut governor, Daniel Malloy, remains vehemently opposed to legalization.
The rights of man come not from the generosity of the state, but from the hand of God.
A few weeks back, the state's Judiciary Committee heard public testimony both in favor and opposed to the legalization of marijuana.
You know, what's this stuff saying that we shouldn't impose our morality when it comes to heroin or opioids or cocaine? We need to get over this me-focused culture and understand that we're all interrelated, we're all interdependent, as Reverend Dr. King said, and we need to understand that it's not just all about me.
Following those public hearings, the bills to legalize cannabis in the NUTMEG state died in committee. Weeks later, on Saturday, May 6th, proponents of legalization met in Bushnell Park, right outside Connecticut State Capitol.
So what is your name?
Eli Olette.
And what is your organization?
Curved Papers.
So what do you folks do?
We have a innovative rolling paper, and what is innovative about it is the bottom line underneath the gum, so the opposite of the gum side, the corners are curved, and what that does is make it a lot easier to roll your own. And so the main problem that people have with regular joint papers is two parallel lines. If you don't keep them parallel, you lose your corner. You gotta tuck the corner in. So with the curve, it tucks itself right in when you roll from the middle out.
Sweet. So do you guys attend lots of these sort of events?
Yes, we're actually in the process of just rolling out, really, in the United States, no pun intended, in the last month and a half. So I've been to a couple events out here on the East Coast in the last couple of weeks, and within the years to come, we plan on expanding that and the events we go to.
So I'm sorry, where are you from?
I'm from Connecticut. I'm from here in Connecticut.
Okay.
I'm from the shoreline of Connecticut. The company is based, we make our product in Dominican Republic, and our largest market right now is Canada. And we're working from the west pretty much over to the east. The east is kind of my region, the northeast. So
that makes sense. So I imagine, so you guys must do most of the sales where weed is legal, right?
Yes. Well, that being our main goal right now is to be in dispensaries. So that's kind of where we're shooting for, as opposed to just trying to get where all rolling papers are. It's more of a dispensary focus for us right now.
So have you spoken with any Connecticut politicians at all about legalizing here in Connecticut?
There was actually just one at my booth not too long ago. He's running for governor, and we spoke, and he actually spoke up on stage and gave some good insight. And we're moving in the right direction. It's just a matter of getting the right people in office and making sure we all go out and vote, and that's what's important, really.
I mean, does that hinder you? Does the law hinder you now? I mean, you could still sell something like this. It's not illegal, obviously.
Right. This is more of an axillary market, so it's not really directly touching marijuana or cannabis or anything like that. And there's also the whole tobacco side of rolling papers, and all people that still roll their own cigarettes. So the laws necessarily in this state in particular don't affect us, but every state is different, so we'll have a bigger dispensary market in legal states, obviously, than we do here.
So where can folks learn more about your company or purchase some of your product?
Anywhere online, just type in Curved Papers and we'll pop up, Instagram, Facebook, and then we have a great website that's updated daily with all new information and all new releases.
So, who are you, sir?
I am the Red Baron.
And you're a musician?
I am a local hip-hop artist.
What town are you from?
Sir. Stratford.
So, what made you want to be part of this event today?
I'm friends with Cindy. I'm a supporter of the cause. I help out with Normal. I'm a team member with Dad and Dad.
So, your music, does it talk about marijuana?
Yes. Well, some of it does. Yeah.
Okay. So, you want to maybe talk about some of your songs? Which songs in particular?
Take Your Medicine is the cannabis song off the new release.
And what made you want to write that?
Because I'm a patient and I use cannabis as a medicine, for pain relief.
How long have you been using it as a medicine?
6 years now or so.
Now, do you have any trouble with being a medical marijuana patient in Connecticut?
I mean, when I go to the dispensary, it's confusing how they change the strain names. I mean, other than that, not really like problems. I mean, the prices are high, but
What are the prices?
I've seen prices like 55 an eighth for flour, and then almost 100 a gram for concentrates. Like that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. So the pitch of this whole event here is to try to legalize marijuana in Connecticut. Are you for that?
Absolutely.
Why?
Number one, it would create countless jobs, from the manufacturers, the packaging, the security, the banks that deal with the money. It goes all the way up,
Yeah.
And then just the freedom that we all should have as adults. If we're 21 and older, if we can drink, if we can go fight in a war, why shouldn't we be able to smoke cannabis?
It's funny. I actually was at they had testimonies at the Capitol a few weeks
sent
ago.
An email.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it seemed like that point never came up. It was always like about revenue, or on the other side, like it's going to damage our communities. But like the pro marijuana side, it was always just about this is going to generate revenue. It was never about, we should have the actual freedom to do
Because
this.
they don't care.
Yeah.
They don't smoke weed, so it doesn't matter to them. You know what
Sure.
I mean? Or if they do, they don't tell anybody, so it doesn't, it's not affecting their lives.
Well, why do you think that they are keeping it illegal? Do you think it's just because people don't do it, or do you think that there are other things in play?
I think there's other things in play, such as the pharmaceutical industry. I think that's a big reason why it's still illegal. I think there's big clothing companies who can make clothing out of cotton still instead of hemp, and there's vested interest. There's a lot of vested interest involved.
So, do you have any upcoming concerts this summer?
Next Saturday, I'm playing at the Webster Theater with Twisted.
Nice.
Yep.
And do you do like any festivals or anything?
Yeah. Whenever I can be a part of the bill.
Sweet. So where can folks get your music?
It's available on Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon, whole nine. The Red Baron, THAREDBARON. The new EP is called Finesse.
Revolutionary soldiers, marching in the name of love, calling our revolutionary soldiers, stand up for righteousness. Revolutionary soldiers, fighting in the name of Jah, calling our revolutionary soldiers, stand up for righteousness. Yeah, give thanks, lovelies.
The answer to the next Jeopardy question is yes. Yes, the answer is yes.
Am I high open or closed?
Could you be loved and be loved? Could you be loved and be loved? Don't let them fool ya.
I want to tell you that we used to have free education in this country, and I can attest to that because when I went to school in the Jurassic period at the University of Connecticut, the cost of education for me was $100 per semester. In other words, $200 a year. And most people were making around $6,000 a year at the time. So what's happened is that if you include inflation, the cost of education in Connecticut should be around $1,300, even with inflation. But what's happened is now you're talking $13,800 and something dollars just for tuition at the University of Connecticut, and similar amounts of money for all the other universities, a little bit less in the community colleges. But the fact of the matter is that somehow education got lost over the years. And that's a really important thing to focus on. We also believe that education should be free. We shouldn't be putting huge loans on our students, because what we've created in the United States is a debt colony of student loans managed by the 1%. Now, if you think this is a political message, yeah, it's a political message, but it's an educational message too. It's an issue about education, about fairness, about the ability of people to have an opportunity in an opportunity society. And right now we don't have an opportunity society because Trump is trumping the opportunity society. And quite frankly, what we say in the Green Party is that, and let me quote from one of our sheets here, reject the lesser evil and fight for the greater good. Now that's an important message, because what we're being given is republicanism and Republican light in the Democratic Party, if I may be so bold as to say that. And this institution here refuses to look at our proposal for a Connecticut State Bank, which would, in essence, eliminate the deficit that they're now fighting about up there. What are we talking about? 500, 700 feet from where we stand? Died in committee. We had a proposal, and we said that if you had a Connecticut State Bank, that you would save $1.5 billion the first year, $1.7 billion the second year, and almost $2 billion the third year without any allocations of money up front. But that's a little bit too rich for the folks who run Wall Street. They want to take the profits and put them in their pocket. So my suggestion to you is, next time you go into the voting booth, and I've talked to some people who say, well, what's the use of voting? It's a waste of time. Well, if everybody said that, it will be a waste of time. So the real question is, what kind of a world do you want? What kind of a world is possible? Because we believe that a better world is possible. We believe that if all of us here begin to think clearly about what's really going on right in front of their face, that they will change this society in ways which will transform our lives. And we can all get high by staying together and fighting for what is right. Thank you so much.
So what is your name, sir?
My name is Mike Flotty. I'm with Bulldozer Health.
What is that?
We're actually a nonprofit health organization. We help raise money for lower income families to help afford some of the costs of alternative health care, whether it's attaining access to their cannabis cards. We also do get people access to acupuncturist, yoga, things that traditionally it's not like the pharmaceutical course of treatment. So generally it's not covered by insurance.
So if somebody was interested in your services, would they go about applying?
Basically it's families. I believe it's for under $24,000 income a year. Basically we email, you send an email. Right now we send them to our president, Wendy. Basically they're voted on by board members at their monthly board meetings, kind of based on, it's a little bit of a first come first serve and kind of need basis. Some people need more help than others, but we kind of help varying degrees of people that just need different kind of treatments. It ultimately benefits them to find something that works for them, rather than again what they're kind of told they're allowed to have versus what they're able to kind of come up with, I guess.
Makes sense. So again, if folks were interested in your organization and learning more and possibly applying, where would they go or what would they do?
Yeah, we have a website. It's www.bulldozerhealth.org. I believe we also have a YouTube channel. It's under the same name. We do a Bulldozer Health show. They're trying to get it on a lot of public access TV shows right now and public radio.
Sweet.
We're working on a web show. So if you check out our website, we're definitely got a lot of big things coming up.
See what I mean? I don't give a damn. I believe I am who I am. was an eagle, I'd quack like a duck. Honk like a lizard now and honk like a truck. If I had a notion, climb this tree, knock it down, baby, you can't stop me. I'd knock it down, yeah, but you can't stop me.
A few weeks back, at the state capitol, during those public hearings, no one made that point. No one noted that, under the Constitution, the government, both state and federal, has no authority to claim ownership of anyone's body, nor to tell them which plants they can and cannot consume. And so, now, we find ourselves doomed for years more of this same charade. People in Connecticut smoking weed openly, but reserving, under the law, the right for police to swoop down and punish, violently, anyone who may be a pothead. And so the news will continue to report on legalization efforts, humorously, with puns about high hopes and half-baked ideas. And then cut to commercials for drugs with side effects far worse than the ailments that they purport to treat. And even after Connecticut does legalize marijuana, it will remain illegal federally, and banks under the Federal Reserve System will refuse to deal with marijuana money, and regulation will make the price of marijuana far higher than it needs to be. Because no matter what, government will still claim an ownership over you and your body, what you can do, what you can own, what you can think, and what you can be. So it's not so surprising that every once in a while, a group of the disenfranchised and depressed will gather in a field, listen to some light-hearted music, and indulge in some marijuana, to remember for one brief moment that yes, I am free, and no one owns me.